And we're back.
I'm back. Even though it was just like 2 seconds ago.
It was like 2 seconds ago. But when I released,
it's gonna be longer for y'all, all right?
Yeah,
Gosh.
for real though. 20-minute chats. Welcome back. And we had just gotten talking about your origin of your hustle, your mentality, your and then just because I've used to run with a cousin. I think he was doing like 5 years, and I finally got to talk to him. And I used to hang with him all the time, years ago. Go to his, he was a Sureño, I can't even pronounce shit.
Sureño, yeah.
And we used to run the streets together all the time. But I was never a part of all that shit. And then, I ended up, luckily, I could have been the hardest gangster, not the hardest gangster, but I could have been out there, selling drugs, killing people, just getting into the trouble I don't need to. And I don't know, just having that mentality to be able to, recognize the problem and pull back. And that's something you have.
Yeah.
And, no, so you go to your 4-year school and you graduate. How's that feel, to be able to, look back at where you've come from this valley and be able to say, like, fuck,
It's humbling, bro, to be honest. Like, even though, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to sit here and try and act like I'm someone, like, super important. I'm super big or, you know what I mean? But, like, even you have to reflect, bro. Like, everybody should reflect. Everybody should reflect on where they came from and the strides they've made, whether for good or bad. Like, whether you've done a bunch of bad shit or you've done a bunch of good shit, like, reflect on that. You know what I mean? Just because when I reflect, it's humbling. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, damn, like, I made a comment to my girl the other day. You know what I mean? And it was because we were complaining about, like, dang, we got to go get groceries right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then we were like, we got it all done, came home, unpacked them and stuff like that. And I was like, well, at least we got groceries, right? And like, just that simple statement, it sounds very casual, you know what I mean? But I thought about it, bro, and I was just like, fuck, like, we don't have to worry about that. You know what I mean? Like, you like, when I was a kid, bro, like, I had to worry about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just being able to say that is humbling, bro. You know what I mean? Like we're good, bro. Like, we can be able to, we have the ability to get the necessities that we need. You know what I mean? And we're in a financial point, me and her, like, where we can take care of ourselves. We take care of her little sister. You know what I mean? Like, we're good. You know what I mean? Like, even, I'm not saying we're balling, we're rich or anything. Of course not. I fucking wish.
Yeah, right.
But you know what I mean? But it's humbling to just kind of reflect and just know that, like, even to the simplest shit, like being able to afford groceries, not being on food stamps anymore. You know what I mean? Being able to do the adult shit, like pay for health insurance and dental insurance and
do some adult shit.
You know what I mean?
Not fucking struggle.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Like, and for me being like pretty much like the first generation of having to kind of go through that, I guess. Because like, I was never taught that. I was never taught financial stability and shit like that. So me trying to like learn that on my own and seeing it kind of, the fruits of my labor and stuff like that. And just to be, at least a little bit financially stable, and you know what I mean, and have your necessities taken care of. And it's humbling, bro. It's humbling. Like, you know what I mean? It's just, a lot of people take that shit for granted. And you know what I mean? Just because they want like the biggest and best things in life or whatever.
They see what success should be like. And then so they're like, well, I don't have that. And so I'm not successful, because they don't have the spick image of what they think is success.
Yeah. So like, you know what I mean? Especially with social media nowadays, all these people like fucking they have this image of whatever, successful people are nowadays. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like, man, take the time to sit and reflect. Like, legit, no matter where you come from, take the time to sit and reflect. Forget about like these people that you see on the internet. You know what I mean? How far have you come? You know what I mean? Like, that's then not only that, like, if you just take the time to think about that, then you might be able to be like those people one day. You know what I mean? Like, if you just focus on what you got to do, you know what I mean, and how far you have come, and then the work that you got to do to get even further, you know what I mean, and take it like, you know, little goals at a time, then like you can probably be like that, you know what I mean, or whatever, do whatever you want to do, you know what I mean.
It's it comes to that term, don't compare your grass to someone else's.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean.
It's it's the killer of moods or something like that. Yeah, I can't remember the phrase, but
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. You know.
So, yeah, bro, just like, or taking the time to look at someone else's plate, like, you know, how they're eating over there.
Oh, what? Yeah.
Oh, he has the lobster. Oh, he has the T-bone steak. You know what I mean? Oh, I got some mashed potatoes and some green beans, and that's it. You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong, that's just fire. Yeah. But you know what I mean? It's like, all right, yeah, this is what I got. But you know what? I'm going to use that, gain strength so that I can go get that lobster, go get that freaking, you know what I mean, T-bone, whatever. You know what I mean? Just simple food metaphors, I guess.
metaphors.
Yeah.
Nah, man. So, current day, you know, you got your 4-year diploma, your college diploma, you're a certified music engineer.
Yeah.
And well, could you say that you are currently making money off of your music engineering degree?
Yeah, I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna sit here and act like I got a long list of clientele or some shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just whoever really decides to hit me up. But yeah, here and there. You know what I mean? It's not like I don't have to work a regular job like most people. You know, I still have to, but. You got to start somewhere, especially, and I think it's because, you know, moving back here from Seattle, it's kind of like a new start, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, I have to be able to start my career here, or be able to start some type
build
of
your clientele back over
here. Exactly. You know what I mean? So if any motherfuckers want to record, let me know. And I'm talking about like professional quality, like. We gonna get shit done.
Yeah, we'll put his tag up in here.
You know what I mean?
Descriptions and everything.
Yeah, feel free to hit me up, DM me, whatever. Let me know, and we'll work some shit out. Serious inquiries only.
Yes.
Don't be blowing me up over some nonsense.
You live in Yakima now?
Yeah.
Shit, man.
Yeah.
Shit. But where you working at?
Me?
Yeah.
Right now, the Verizon over on 40th and Summit.
Oh shit! I'm gonna have to come slide by.
Yeah, bro. Freaking. Let me know if you need a phone. You know what I'm saying?
No, but or do you wanna?
No, go ahead.
So, you went to a TDE workshop?
So I went to and not a TDE workshop. It was
MIXEDBYALI.
MIXEDBYALI, the engineer who records a lot of TDE vocals, like, you know, Kendrick Lamar, J-Rock, you know, all the TDE crew pretty much. He was doing workshops. He did like a whole workshop tour back in 2019. And I was able to freaking, you know, slide in on a ticket over in San Fran.
Damn, how'd you get that ticket? You just heard about it? You just
I follow him on IG, and then I seen he was like posting stuff about like workshops and stuff, and then there's like a group called Engineers, and it's kind of spelled like engine and then ears, and so. He and it's kind of like how do I explain this, like a program or something like that that you can kind of get in touch with, like, you know, recording engineers or mixing engineers, like, or mastering engineers
for like engineers.
Yeah, kind of. There's a website now, but anyways, they were holding workshops for people that, like, for engineers really. And MIXEDBYALI was pretty much hosting the whole thing, or like, you know, it was his workshop, and he had like a whole crew to kind of help him do like this whole tour. They did it around.
Was this like in the studio or like in a venue, or
it wasn't like. They had them in different places. Where we were at was like more of an art studio. Like you can go there to do like photography, or, you know what I mean, or a video shoot, something like that. You know what I mean? But they had like a big room that people probably do for, like, I don't know, music video shoots or something. But yeah, and so we were there, and he had chairs and stuff. Everybody had like things to write down and stuff. We all had monitors in front of us, so that way when he's like, and he brought like a session, like the actual session for which song did he use to demo for us? Oh, it was Chopsticks, by Schoolboy and Travis Scott.
Oh shit! Huh?
Yeah, so he had the actual session right there with
That's
him.
pretty wild.
Obviously, we couldn't mess with it or anything, but like we had the monitor freaking right there, and you can be able to like you can see him tweaking, and he was kind of going in and showing us like
that must be pretty wild to see all those fucking files right there, all the plugins they
all
use.
the plug. Yep.
And you're just like. Just
bro, just trying to, and then they hooked it up with like free plugins and shit, gave us a bunch of tips. And I think the dopest thing, besides obviously like the mixing tips and shit like that, was it was mostly like life and business advice. And I think that was kind of like the motivator to like, you know what, I don't want to be in Seattle and work for a studio and they're going to be making money. And yeah, don't get me wrong, I'm probably going to make decent amount of money for, you know what I mean? But then I got to like work these hours that, that they book me at late at night. Like
someone controlling your schedule.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like I'd rather go to a place where there's less of a saturation of the market. So like over there's a bunch of studios that like music studios, post-production studios, like, you know what I mean? And all these big companies have these studios that they go to already. And you know what I mean? Like they have their people, right? So, and I was like, well, why not just find a smaller market? Like, you know what I mean? Because we had like business classes and stuff, and it's all about finding your niche. You know what I mean? If you can find a niche to make profit or to start a business in, like that's like something that helps you and gives you your advantage over it. And so for me, my thought was, why not come here where there's a lot of local businesses, a whole different type of community, and they're not really. The market here isn't saturated by a bunch of studios.
Like they don't have their guy.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
there's not a bunch of music schools over here that are just boom, boom, just pumping.
Yeah, or not necessarily music schools, but like a bunch of studios that have, you know what I mean? They do all the same stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah, so like, you know what I mean? There's probably like as far as like post-production wise, let's say radio ads, for example, right? There's the only people that right now that I think do radio ads are like the radio station, the actual radio station. You know what I mean? Like you have to go to them to work on some type of radio ad, or you do it yourself. You know what I mean? And so a lot of businesses, they don't really have like a studio to go to or something like that. You know what I mean? To be able to kind of get that done. So yeah, that was kind of like my thing. Not only just radio, but like music production as well. There's a lot of local artists here. They can't afford to go drive 2.5 hours to go to Seattle and then pay those high ass recording charges that you're gonna get, because you're gonna go to a studio that most likely had some big names in there, and they're gonna make sure you know it by picking your pocket for it. So yeah.
So Lo-Fi, we got the Mexican music playing outside.
That's all good.
I don't know if you can hear the mic.
But a little background music.
It's like Tiny Desk.
Oh yeah. I know.
Tiny Desk concerts.
But
it's Tiny Desk interviews.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, that's such a dope mindset to think in your back of your head, and you're like, you know what? I'm not liking it here. I get in. I get in where I fit in over here. If they even have the time for me, I was like, oh shit, why don't I just go to Yakima? There's already a bunch of artists down there that need work, businesses, and you're like, boom.
Yeah.
So that's such a like smart way to tackle things.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing for me right now is I had to, before I can just dive in and just start a business, you know what I mean, or open up a studio or something like that. Like, your boy has to stack his bread. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just go and make these investments on nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have to start somewhere. I mean, obviously, like, I've invested in myself already and like starting towards that business, but it's been small. You know what I mean? But a start is a start, and as long as you start somewhere, it'll grow. You know what I mean?
The quicker you grab it, the quicker it leaves.
Yeah.
Type of mentality.
So like, you know what I mean? I got my home studio right now, that I have set up, and you know what I mean? So far I've just recorded some like local artists. But yeah, and then obviously, you know, the homie Dave.
Yeah, I was about to say.
The homie Tony, fucking all that.
I was like, you, Dave, and Big Tony always linking up, or you guys busy to get all the time?
When we can. Yeah, I mean, you know, we're adults, so we have shit to do. So
yes, bro. I know this.
So as much as we can, you know, Dave, he bounces from stopping at Tony's when Tony has time, and he'll record there or whatever. Or like if I have time and he wants to leak up here in Yaks, like he'll come over here he'll come to my place to record. And then Tony will come through, you know, sometimes when he has time and he just wants to chill, kick it or whatever.
I was scrolling through your Facebook, and then you posted that 8-year anniversary of that video.
Oh yeah.
That shit
was it the one with Dave, and then I think it was my homie Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan.
Yeah, that fool, bro. That's wild. You know what I mean? Because like when me, Dave. Well, first it was just me and Dave, and the homie Jordan. Like, we kind of all linked up back in like high school, and that's kind of how like the music production side of things started. And fucking, it was like in the homie Jordan's room, you know, hot as hell. Fucking what we did for like soundproofing was just like a cardboard box stuffed with a bunch of like a pillow and some like mattress foam or some shit.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I mean? To kind of act as like a what do they call them? A shield? Like a shield. And so, and then we had like a little kind of like a USB mic, kind of like this one right here. You know what I mean? But like, it was probably like even cheaper. And so like that shit was like freaking it was rough. And then we were learning to record at the same time on like Pro Tools SE or whatever. And it was like the $50-$60 version of Pro Tools or whatever at the time. And that's kind of where that shit started. And at the time I was leaning more towards like the like writing side of it. Like I wanted to be like a writer or some shit. You know what I mean? Like write lyrics for people. And then I tried like the whole rapping thing, you know what I mean, at the time. And so like I was like, and so here's another thing. Y'all motherfuckers have to know your lane. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like a lot of people, you know what I mean, they try out these things and they keep at it. Not to say to ever like give up or whatever, you know what I mean? Like if you're keeping at it, cool, better for you. But if the progression isn't there, you know what I mean, and you're seeing progression in some other aspect of the art, then why not, you know, try that out some more and put efforts where you see them, you know what I mean? You know, where you see the seeds growing, why not, you know, take the time to kind of care for those seeds more?
Yeah, man. I feel like people should be more open-minded to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Feel so offended about it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, not everybody's meant to be a rapper. You know what I mean? Not everybody's meant to be a singer. You know,
you could do it, but just keep it to yourself.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to do it off to the side or, you know, whatever, cool, you know what I mean? If that's what, you know, kind of helps you with your creative aspect and shit like that, cool, dope.
It's like Burger King, you know? We don't go there for the chicken nuggets, we go there for the Whopper.
Yeah, their chicken nuggets aren't that good, are they?
Oh, bro, they were like 89 cents for 20?
Yeah, that's why they be just giving those shits away.
You're like, have them, bro.
No. You know what I mean? But like,
we're here for the food, man.
Yeah, so, you know what I mean? So like, And so my aspect was like, damn, like the technical side of it, the setting up, the actual like figuring out how to record, the processing of everything, like that. I noticed that started to intrigue me a lot more, and it put my creative juices into stimulation, I guess.
You're like, oh shit, this is where I want to be.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like I was like, dang, like after playing with that a little bit more and dealing with the software and you know what I mean, like figuring out how to process these vocals to make them sound good, or you know what I mean, stuff like that. I noticed that was like the stuff that I was kind of better at, you know what I mean, and I was like, and it kind of made me want to go that direction a little bit more, and you know what I mean.
Next thing you know, you're fucking lost in it.
Yeah, exactly. Lost in the sauce, I guess. Nah, but it was cool. I forever grateful for that. So, yeah.
Yeah, man.
And I'm grateful for Dave and Jordan and Tony. They never told me, "Hey, fool, you fucking suck. What are you doing? Let us rap." You know what I mean? Like, you know, whenever I would like try some shit, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, bro. Like maybe you can work on this, and this," and it was like constructive criticism or whatever.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But I just knew. They didn't have to tell me. I knew that maybe this isn't going to work. You know what I mean? Like, maybe I'm gotten so much better and I've focused so much more on one side of the craft that, like, this right here is just going to kind of, it's kind of just, you know what I mean? Something that I'm really not meant to be. So, yeah, it's all good.
I fucking love your mindset. You don't let your ego block your fucking path.
Yeah.
You put, you know what? Maybe I'm the problem. You know, you're like, maybe I'm the problem. You're self-aware of your actions.
And again, it goes down to self-reflection. You know what I mean? Like, to kind of
preach it.
Yeah, bro, just self-reflection, bro. Like, and I feel like everybody needs to have that. You know what I mean? And I try and like tell my coworkers that all the time, just because they fucking get on my nerves sometimes, complaining about stuff. And so I'm just like, well, maybe you should look at it from this point of view. So, yeah, that's kind of, self-reflection, important, emphasis on that.
Self-reflection.
Yeah.
No, bro, but let's wrap it up.
Mm-hmm.
That way, I'm going to get you in here again, but this time, when I get you in here, I'm going to get Dave and Big Toe in here. We're going to have a little small session right here. I think that'd be dope. Have a little family reunion, man.
Yeah,
that'd be dope.
Yeah, or let me know if you want to do it here, or we can do it at my place, bro. I said, I got a studio, bro, and we can if you want to bring.
You know what? I forget about that.
You want to bring that guy? I got like the big brother of this dude right here, so we can plug in multiple mics. And then
I didn't even think about that. Yeah,
bro, I got you.
Hey,
you know what I mean?
The audio plug.
Yeah, bro, I got you. Freaking and then just let me know what you. I mean, I don't know if you want to record it or send to something, or if you want to. I can probably get this right here if you need it. I don't know.
Oh no, whatever.
Yeah, or if we need to plug into a laptop or something, or one of your laptops or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
When life brings us together, man.
That's what I do. I'm an audio engineer.
Anyway, let's wrap this up.
Okay, love you to death, you know I do. Anytime you need me, I come through. I don't really care if you hate me. Just know I bleed just for you. You don't really like to hear these things, just cause it's just cheesy as it seems. You've been through so much, it's hard to see. Anything but money just to keep it steady on your feet. I make these records just for you, cause I know you listen to every word